Good morning, dear listener. I hope you are well. My name, as always, is Alfie Dundas, and I'm joined, as always, by Sophie Garrad.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Sophie. Starting with a sort of radio car DJ vibe today. You're listening to 106.
It would be Radio 5, I think.
I would love to do Radio 5.
That makes so much sense. I feel like when you start this, it's like you're a news reporter.
This is my audition for radio. All of this shit is just a small footnote in Alfie's destiny to do radio. I think I'd be really good. I tell you what I think I'd be really good at is talking as the intro's still playing in before...
That's so niche, but you would be good at that.
Before the first verse.
You would, yeah. I also think you'd be good at radio because you can talk a lot of nonsense and you don't really swear.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And you're listening to Alfie taking you home.
And even that, it's just like nothing would faze you. You just see everything as a compliment. And I do think a lot of radio presenters are like that. They're like, yeah, it's just like toxic positivity.
Someone texts in and I'm just every single one I'm taking as a compliment.
Like, wow, thank you.
I cannot listen to this guy any longer. Thank you, Maureen from Sheffield. Me neither. I'm going home.
That's exactly what you'd be like.
I'd like to do I'd like to do the 6 till 8 p.m. slot. The late night drive home.
I think they'd give you like a 2 p.m. slot though.
Okay, well, that's the only people listening to radio at 2 p.m. are painting midday.
I think even though you're 25, your audience would 26, your audience would be like 70-year-olds.
Yeah. This one goes out to all the lovers out there tonight. And then I play Eric Clapton.
Literally.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
You know, and also I just think I'd really enjoy the sign off every single day.
Yeah, I could see you loving that.
Yeah. And that's it from me.
Okay, we're going to get you that radio show, Alfie.
And this is Dua Lipa. Thank you very much for spending the evening with me, and I hope you make it back safely. Wherever you're going, they never stop as well.
You're so right, and you're like waiting for... Wow, you're actually so
Whether
good.
you're heading home to see your family or out to go see friends, I wish you all the best. And we'll be back tomorrow with my guest, Sophie, who's going to be on the couch. Tune in for that. But if you missed that, we will be getting it on demand, as always, wherever you get your podcast. Global iPlayer.
Sorry, but if that's not an audition, I don't know what is.
I think if you're... I mean, who are the big radios these days? I mean, BBC. Capital VIP.
Magic.
Capital VIP? Or is that the... No, that's
It's not Capital VIP. Capital.
That's the 15-year-old party.
Capital.
Yeah, Capital Radio.
Yeah.
Capital VIP is a teenagers, like, non-alcoholic club night run by, I assume, Capital radio station.
Is it like a, you know, when I don't know if you ever did this, but like there's these posh ones that used to be in Hunstanton, which is in Norfolk, and it'd be like phone party week.
Okay, so hold on. I've heard of these.
Yeah.
I was never invited.
No, you have to buy tickets, but you kind of have to know people to go.
But it's a country thing. It's a country
posho
thing.
It's not. It's a countryside posho thing. It's not like a London posho thing.
But there was I remember the phone being a big thing.
It was a huge thing, and you just go like every night to these like phone parties, and you just kiss so many boys, and everyone counts how many people they kissed on that night. My record was 16, not to brag.
Seems smart. That seems like a smart thing. I think we had the equivalent in like the city, but there was no phone. I've actually never been to have you been to a phone party?
Yeah, a few.
I mean, I would be just enraged if they turned on the phone without me knowing my clothes got ruined.
You do know you're going, but now thinking about it, I'm like, that's so insane. You just ruined your hair. Why do we want to be in foam?
Also, I'm in cashmere at the club, and I'm just a bit like, do you know how hard that is going to be to get?
14-year-old you in cashmere really doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. If the one thing that could ruin my night
is
foam.
I just see you with like a little glass of orange juice on the side of the dance floor, just being like, this doesn't look safe.
I do remember school discos. We started having school discos at my primary school, I think, when we were like 12, and it was really just 30 boys standing on one side of a room, 30 girls standing on the other side of the room, and then we had a set of twins where like there was one at each.
Oh,
a boy and a girl. They kind of, it's what I imagine peace talks were like in medieval battlefields, because they would kind of each slowly walk into the middle of the room, and we would all stand and watch as they met at no man's land.
Why am I imagining they have a little kiss?
Well, we were 12. People were confused. They didn't know what was going on. We actually didn't have to. To be honest, they didn't kiss, but
I hope so. They're twins.
They weren't actually twins. They were step one of their parents had married the other one's parents.
Right.
So they were living together as brother and sister in the same year.
Do you know what's so funny to me is that my mum would be like, oh, the problem is with Alfie, he's so smart and you just come across so stupid. You literally just called them twins. They're step siblings. Couldn't be closer to being twins.
Hold on, we have so much so much to unpack in what has just happened. So, right, clearly you and your mum have been talking about the pod. And clearly your mum doesn't think you've been coming across very well.
She doesn't. She's like, honestly, even like one of the clips where I think I was hilarious, she's like, well, I think Alfie was the funny part of that clip.
Is it when I called Punch the Monkey, Pinch the Monkey for an hour?
No, she hasn't seen that one yet.
And the other one was when I called the Paralympic Games the Invictus Games.
Yeah, see, why hasn't she listened to that episode?
It wasn't even the Paralympics. I've got it wrong.
It wasn't. It was like
it's the unlimited games where you can use steroids.
And just
superhuman.
The
superhuman games.
What I'm saying is you spread misinformation constantly and I'm the one that's coming across like an idiot and I don't know how.
Sophie, I was telling a story.
The story was just nonsense.
The kids are real and they weren't legally twins, but they were brother and sister that lived together in the same year.
I should have known they weren't twins because when I said, did they kiss? You didn't act weird about it. You're like, no,
because
they didn't.
There was a rumor going around that they liked each other. And I knew that if I said that and I prefaced it with twins, that everyone would go, well, that's a bit creepy. It was weird, but it wasn't weird for the reasons you're thinking. It was weird because they lived together and their parents were married, but they were not technically related. I don't know why I'm defending them. They weren't even... But we called them the twins, maybe. And look, sometimes as a storyteller, I embellish details.
Yeah, we're seeing that.
To keep and that's what you need for radio.
That is what you need. You made up this crazy story. Wow. Okay.
No, it wasn't made up. We also, I just remember those discos really vividly as having like, obviously no alcohol, but a lot of like sugar, a lot of party rings, a lot of Fanta. A lot, and then I think they probably. I mean, in my head, they went to like 2-3 in the morning. I think they ended about 9:15. To be honest,
I can't imagine you going to a party as a kid and there being Fanta and party rings. I'm thinking something more
elevated.
Yeah,
mulled wine.
I know you're exactly. I know you're trying to be like a man of the people, and you're like, party rings.
I was really raking the brain.
You're like panicking.
Like mini cheddars and what? It was mulled wine and goose. What? It was like salt.
No one's
butter.
buying it. Yeah.
No, I remember going and I remember the first time I went to a disco, I wore a long sleeve blue Abercrombie and Fitch shirt.
Of course.
That I'd bought the day before and still absolutely reeked of the shop.
Of Fierce, Abercrombie Fierce, the perfume.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
What I remember what they used to do at Abercrombie is they'd spray the perfume on the clothes on the rack.
Did you know my first job was working at Hollister?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you part of the scandal?
No, I'm not. Well, no, because it's only for men, I think.
Like everything.
Like
everything these days.
No, but do you know what was so crazy? So basically Hollister opened in Cambridge. So everyone was like going for these jobs. And basically you apply for a job at Hollister and then they invite you in for an interview. And then you go in and the interview's like, it's not even in Hollister, it's in the top of like it's called the Grand Arcade and it's basically like a shopping centre. They take you all up, there was 30 of us. And then they line you up against a wall and they just take a picture of your face. And then there's 3 jobs you can get. The first job is obviously...
I know where this is going.
The first job is obviously front of store, being like, welcome people to the store. So you have to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I thought, that makes sense for me.
I'll be outside at the front. Just luring people in like a...
Guys, come on in. The second job was working like on the shop floor. So you'd be like serving customers and
Mid.
You still have, mid, but you still have to be hot. And I thought, I wouldn't actually mind doing that job.
Keep you humble.
Exactly. And then the third job was working at night.
In the
when
dark.
The shop was closed, folding T-shirts for the next day.
And that...
Alfie, do you want to guess what job I got?
I assume they went, you know what? You shouldn't be in this store. You should be in Paris, modelling the clothes.
They did say that.
You were folding T-shirts.
I was folding T-shirts at night, guys.
Folding T-shirts at night is so unnecessary.
Yeah. And they screamed at you if you didn't like fold it properly. I've never folded a T-shirt in my life.
Did they turn the lights on?
It was so dark. They did let you listen to your iPod. I lasted one shift. I was like, this isn't for me.
Was that is the arcade in Cambridge a shopping mall?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I kind of feel nostalgic of that era of, because I don't know if the arcade's still around.
No, by arcade it's a shopping mall.
I'm sure it's pretty depressing. No, but I mean, even the shopping mall's pretty depressing now. No,
it is.
It's
I used to love the shopping mall. Yeah.
I went to Southside Shopping Centre, which is like below Wandsworth, which is where I used to go as a kid to like watch a movie on a Friday.
Yeah.
And I remember it being
Place.
just a cornucopia of joy. just absolutely everything you could ever want, buzzing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like that. This is really depressing.
It's so depressing. Yeah.
Even Westfield is pretty depressing.
I hate Westfield, especially the Stratford one, Struggleford.
I stole
that joke.
I don't count Westfield Stratford as like, I don't know.
I used to live next to it. I used to live in a hotel, this big fancy hotel, and I lived there after COVID.
Why?
And you just always watch the drama. Long story, but me and my flatmate were like, we need to move back. And they had like temporary flats there. So you could kind of live in the hotel, but for like a few months.
Where were you moving back from? Cambridge?
When COVID happened, I moved back to my parents for a year.
Fine.
Okay, Cambridgeshire. And then we were like, right, let's move back to London. But this hotel was mental. Quite a lot of footballers lived in there.
Yeah, well, because it's so easy to get into London, but you get quite a lot of space. You get a lot of bang for your buck, don't you, in Stratford? That's what I've been told.
It was so nice, but like this hotel was like, there was constant drama. It definitely was like a front for something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it was nice, but like it was Stratford. I don't know anything in Stratford.
All my friends who live in Stratford have like amazing new build apartments, but it does feel like you live in Dubai.
Yeah, but like, worse.
But worse. And harder to get back to London.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, Stratford, I think because as soon as they open the Elizabeth line, you can get from central London to Stratford in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And suddenly everyone was like,
let's move to Stratford.
Let's move to Stratford.
If TfL want to sponsor this podcast.
I tell you what I do want. I want a sponsorship from, and each week I do just shout out a company I'd like to get sponsored by, and it hasn't worked yet. But if a property developer...
What?
Hold on. If a property developer developing really untasteful, cookie cutter, big sky-rise flats where every single one looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they've got absolutely no taste and it's a bit white wool and a bit bleak. I would like one, and I will post about it all day in return for just a year of rent.
I know an influencer that's got that.
So do I. I think we probably know the same one. And that's why I'm asking for it. That's why I'm asking for it publicly on the pod. But I also think it makes sense. It's like, people getting paid abroad to promote the country. And it's like, I will do it, and I will do it for, say, Walthamstow. Okay,
but say a property developer comes and they're like, we want to sponsor the pod. There's only one flat.
Yeah, well,
who's getting it? You're not getting it for the whole year.
I'm getting it for the year.
Why?
Because I own all the cables and the laptop, and you have a flat already.
I know, but I felt like, to be fair, you have done all the work.
Well, why you don't want to move? You don't want to move. I'm looking to move.
I might want to move.
No.
Depends what the flat is. And I also would like to have a second property.
No.
I'm just saying
No, you don't. Tax-wise, it gets very complicated. It's very...
Not if it's gifted.
Sophie, if a wedding dress shop, and that is the official name, came to the pod and said, we want to sponsor the pod, I'd happily go, Sophie, this one's for you.
That's so good of you. So I always have thought you wanted a wedding dress.
There's a list of things where it's like, if the wedding shop come, you get all the freebies. I'm not taking any of them. Now, there are a few things that we would fight over. A flat, I'm taking. Tickets to the Arsenal, I'm taking.
No, you don't need them. You've already got them.
Yeah, but I want more.
I'll definitely have the Arsenal tickets.
Okay, you can have the Arsenal tickets. Yeah. But if we get sent, say... Well, I think skincare is going to be...
That's for me. That's for me.
I don't know. I think it depends what it is. Makeup you can have.
That's so kind of you.
But if it's like, a free cut blow dry, I want half of it. I want the cut.
We'll just have half each. I'll do this side. The side that we show on the podcast, we'll have that side for them.
Yeah, the left-hand side. It'll be like one of those things in cabarets where they turn around and suddenly it's man and woman, depending on which way they're looking.
Done. Well, I hate to see us fight like this.
If we get sent a car...
do you even drive?
I can drive.
Legally?
Yeah. I just
You've got a driving licence?
I do have a driving licence, yeah.
But when did you last drive a car?
I drive a car. It was a good point, actually. I cede.
I'm taking the car.
I cede, you win. But again, you've got a car. And,
I know, but it'd be nice to have two, wouldn't
I do
it?
think it's unlikely that we're going to get a car sent to us.
That's true.
But if we did, I think we sell it. We split the cash.
Okay, I'm up for that.
That's another thing I
fine.
want all the advertisers to know. If you send us anything, it's getting put on eBay so fast.
This is why no one's going to sponsor the pod.
Yeah.
That and the fact that we've got 2 listeners and they're your dad and your girlfriend.
We get over 50 listeners a week, Soph. Did you not see the spreadsheet I sent you?
Have you actually got no spreadsheet?
No. Well, I could. It's 50 listeners a week. And growing.
And wow.
And growing.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
What else has happened this week? How did we get here from radio?
I actually don't know. I think just you talk nonsense. Can I just say, after last week, if people listened, I watched about Punch, the monkey. Alfie was calling him Pinch.
I'd like to apologise to listeners and viewers of last week's episode because I spent about 5 minutes calling him Pinch. I did eventually figure out he was called Punch and we corrected it on the pod. But I do think that is more excusable than the fact that you'd never even seen him.
Yeah, sorry that I'm so busy working. I have time to go on TikTok for like 8 hours a day.
You're a week behind the algorithm.
I'm so behind the algorithm.
So this weekend you discovered
This
Punch the
weekend,
monkey.
it came up and I thought, this is what Alfie's been talking about.
Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of going and researching about Punch and watching all the videos. I was sobbing. I was like, I wish I didn't know about this. I don't need to know about Punch the monkey. I'll actually cry if they talk about it too much now. Also, why did suddenly that monkey now has like adopted him? That's what I don't understand.
It's pack behaviour. Again, I'm reading Sapiens, so and it is the 4th week in a row in which that has come up.
I know.
But what I think happened, I agree, because the first video I saw was him getting rejected by the bigger monkey.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, by the way, like 3rd week in a row, it's the little monkey in the Japanese zoo.
It's so sad.
Was not orphaned. His parents aren't dead. They just don't want him.
And then no one else wants him in the enclosure. And then he loves one of the guys that is like looks after them.
Yeah. Oh. But that monkey that originally was pushing him away and going, you're not in our group, has now taken him in and is giving him some hugs. Yeah.
Yeah, he loves the hugs. Oh, it really broke my heart.
And he goes in that little like cubby hole with his orangutan toy.
Oh, it's so cute. And I have to say, I'm actually annoyed to hear that IKEA have brought out one of those monkeys. I think that's just pure capitalism. And I'm like, this poor monkey is suffering.
Yeah. And IKEA have jumped on the opportunity to sell absolute crap.
It's nonsense.
I do kind of want one though. And they're like 40. I mean, they've really
40 quid.
I'm pretty sure the orangutan's quite expensive.
From IKEA.
Yeah, because the quick turnaround time. Do you know how quick you? I mean.
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, I'm just saying, credit to IKEA. I mean, they've got a whole factory up and running.
No, they would have just bought them from China or something.
What? We get our goods.
They didn't just build it. I know you're winding me up. They just build a factory and think, let's build a factory so we can make these toy monkeys.
Built in Sweden by elves. Actually, I know it's not, because I built an IKEA lamp the other day. 1, it's shit, and 2, it's shit and it's breaking.
And no one believes that you.
It's a bad lamp. It's
no
a bad.
One believes it.
And I want a refund. I'm really angry about it.
Also, how do you even build a lamp? You just put the light bulb in.
Oh, there was so much more than that. I also built a chair, and what I hate about those things, because I built a chest of drawers from Wayfair. Have you used Wayfair?
Yeah, conspiracies about Wayfair, but yeah, continue.
Well, what? They're in Epstein's Island. What do you mean?
They're like, have you not heard the Wayfair conspiracy?
Wayfair's on the list.
Oh my God, this is actually crazy. By the way, this came out COVID time and I was like, I believe this conspiracy so hard. So this is a bit dark, listeners. But basically, Wayfair on their website, so it's kind of like anyone can sell stuff on there.
I didn't know that. I thought I was buying from a shop.
I think they're like shops can sell from there. Do you know what I mean? It's not like an ASOS where Wayfair have been like, we're going to take all these things. I think it can be.
You're kind of buying from a different brand.
Yes.
Wayfair aren't building the stuff.
This is what I'm thinking.
Fine.
I don't know that for sure. Anyway, on Wayfair's website, this was like a few years ago now, or like 5 years ago, they had like cabinets that normally would be like £50, £100. They had these cabinets on there and they were going from like 13 grand to like 40 grand. And all these cabinets had a name, and all these names, if you Googled them, and then I think with some of the code in them, they were names of missing children.
Okay.
And the whole theory was that,
No.
Because the whole theory is one guy tried to buy one, and they were like, you can't have it unless you give us a special piece of code. And they refused to sell it to him. And then when this all came out, the Wayfair CEO obviously came out and was like, guys, it was just a mistake. Wayfair is mentioned so many times in the Epstein files.
Ooh, okay. Now I thought you were chatting absolute shit there, but you at the end,
Yeah,
you
I got
really
you.
clinched it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I can't check that until after the pod. So I'm going to go with it. So what you're implying is that people are selling children, but it's a front
Exactly.
for cabinets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them, so for example, I don't know if this, to be fair, someone fact checked this, but I saw this on Twitter. One of them,
it must be true.
No, but this was like in one of the emails was, what's his name? Epstein gifting a chair from Wayfair to Woody Allen, and it was like a really expensive chair.
Well, fair enough. That's pretty bad.
Allegedly, by the way, I don't want anyone to sue me.
You would hate to just be an interior designer, caught in the middle. This isn't a cabinet.
But it was so crazy because it was like, sorry, it was a mistake. We didn't mean to put this on for 29,000. It was like so specific, the number.
Fine. But is that how much a child costs? I mean, I don't want to get into the specifics of that.
Well, exactly. I think personally it was quite cheap.
Here's my qualm with that is, I believe that whatever the most likely thing is the thing.
That's
called
likely.
Occam's razor or whatever.
What's that?
Occam's razor I think it's Occam's razor. It's like basically if you've got two options and you don't know which one to believe, which one's more likely. So it's like, is it more likely that aliens built the pyramids or that slaves built the pyramids and we just don't quite understand it? And it's like, the latter. So that's why I don't believe in aliens.
Yeah, that's fine. But this, the Wayfair one, sorry, that is just like...
Hold on. But my point is it more likely that Wayfair selling tens of millions of pounds of furniture each year wanted to bump up the revenues by 100 grand and sell 5 children a year and risk everything? Is that more likely than it just is a bit of a coincidence?
No, I think it's the first one. Because I think...
Done. Done. I rest my case, so I agree. Fucking bring them down. Bring them down.
They have to sell them some way.
Can I just say, why, if the police get a tip off about this, don't they just try and buy one and see what happens?
That's exactly... Did you not listen to me?
I wasn't listening there.
That's exactly what happened. Someone tried to buy one and they couldn't buy it. They
needed a code.
They were like, you need this special code, this whole thing. It was all really sus. Do some research, Alfie.
Okay, well, I'm going to look up the Wayfair conspiracy and bring back something next week. And if it's true, you've just ruined my week.
Well, you're welcome.
And I got big shows this week, and I'm now going to spend an entire hour on stage tomorrow with, those maps of missing people.
We've got a show, guys.
The Wayfair conspiracy. Well, I feel bad for ever giving them my custom. I mean, I'll be honest, I stopped buying because I was like, the stuff here is too cheap.
What, from Wayfair?
Yeah, I wasn't buying the 29 grand sofas, but the I bought some pillows. I remember when I was at uni,
really?
And a bedside table.
Yeah,
and it's like 25 quid.
See, mine was so expensive when I bought a bedside table from there, and it was so tiny.
It didn't look like the...
Yeah, it was like £800 and I was like, what have I done?
I built my sister bought a proper chest of drawers, like a really big one, a couple £100, and I built it. And it's just a con because they're like, yeah, it's really easy to build at home.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you've got a drill, right? And I'm like, no, what?
No.
I lay all the equipment out and you categorize it. There's 400 nuts and bolts and you're just like, okay. And then they're like, you've got a whole set of screwdrivers, right? And I'm like, no, what?
Yeah, sure.
They're like, you've got the 6 different screwdrivers that anyone would have in their cupboard.
You just need to employ someone from TaskRabbit and they'll come around and do it.
Well, this is the thing with Wayfair. I remember there being an extra option. It's like for an extra £100 on
they'll
delivery,
come and build it.
The delivery driver will build it for you. And I was like, you don't need that. Give me the £100. I'll come build it. It was for my sister. And I regretted that.
I would as well.
It took me 2 days.
Yeah. I remember trying to build a bed once and it was the most excruciating thing I've ever done.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But Punch,
anyway,
wherever you are, come on the pod, tell us your story. I really hope, because last week I said Andrew Tate was trying to adopt him, and I sort of hope he doesn't get... I mean, if he does get adopted, I'd hope it'd be by a Harry Styles or something. I think that would have been cool. If Harry Styles had brought him out. Harry Styles at the Brits, by the way, we should talk about that, performing his new album.
Yeah.
Are you a Harry Styles fan?
I'm not a fan, but I'm not a fan.
You're neutral.
I'm neutral, yeah.
I'm a big Harry Styles fan.
Are you? I can see that.
Not the music, just the man. And
fan of him.
I don't really know the music.
Yeah, I don't know the music, but I think he's really cool.
I went and saw Harry Styles at Wembley 2 years ago, and I will say he's an exceptional performer.
Really? Okay, thank you for telling everyone.
And I'm probably the first, the first to put him on. But we're all about bringing up small creators on this. But I did watch his Brits performance on, when was that, Saturday night?
Yeah.
Big news from the Brits this year was it was held in Manchester for the first time, which was cool. I think Olivia Dean won every award that she was nominated for.
Really?
Yeah, she won like 6.
Okay, this turned into a news podcast. Wow.
Yeah. And next up, Olivia Dean, Rein Me In.
I didn't watch it. I haven't seen anything of it. I've just seen people going to it.
It was good. It was good. It was unproblematic. And yeah, who are we talking about? Oh, Harry Styles. Well, Harry Styles did, I don't know if it was meant to be a surprise, but he did like his first performance in years.
Yeah.
Because because he seems to do, and I think this is what every big artist does, and this is my fucking dream, you just disappear for a couple of years.
That's a whole thing. But I remember someone telling me that with comedy, like the route is you're meant to do like Edinburgh like 5 years in a row, then make it big.
Then fuck off.
Do a big tour, then fuck off for 5 years, and then come back and do like the O2 Arena.
Ooh. So how many years? So I got to do 5 years of Edinburgh shows.
Yeah, you got to do 5 more.
Can I do 1 and then sack it off for 1 year?
That's what I'm going to do. The last year I was like, well, I'm just going to do my show, and then I've made it. And I did the show, and it's like, oh, you've just got to keep going back. And I was like, this is hell.
But I think almost every comedian, by the time you've heard them in the mainstream, they have done so many years of comedy.
Yeah.
I was listening to James Acaster in an interview, and like he's now getting big in America, and obviously he's got the biggest one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Second to us.
Second to us. The biggest food-based podcast.
Yeah.
Not the biggest comedians-based podcast. That's us. And yet he's still building. He's sort of. I know he is mainstream, but he is not like doing the O2. I'm sure he could.
Yeah, I wonder, but I think a lot of them don't want to do the O2.
But my point with Acaster is like he still feels like he's rising, even though
it's true.
He did those. He got 4 Netflix specials. 10 years ago now, 2016. I'm pretty sure they were put up 4 Netflix specials.
They were so good.
Which were 4 recordings. 4 hours out of his 5 Edinburgh shows in a row. To your point, and he got nominated for the Edinburgh Best Show of the Year 5 years in a row. Did he? Yeah, and never won. But got nominated every single year. Then they get recorded. Then you get 4 Netflix specials. Then you go off. Then you did 2 other big tours. Then you set up the biggest podcast in the world. You kind of become a national treasure. And I'm like, crazy. Christ, you've done so much.
He's done so much. And no social media.
And like, no clips.
No clips.
Clips are getting me down.
I don't even know if they do clips off menu, do they? I've never seen a clip.
They've just, 2 weeks ago, started putting the recorded episodes on YouTube. They did like 5 seasons of just audio.
That's mental.
Whereas we're in 4K if you're on YouTube or, well, just YouTube.
And no one gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck. Also, I'm going to tell you halfway through this episode instead of at the end. If whatever you're listening to this on, follow us and subscribe. I'm sick of seeing 11 followers on Spotify or whatever it is. 14 YouTube subscribers. Let's bump those numbers up. Thank you very much. Whenever I hear you
say that, I just think of Stephen Bartlett, and I think, I will never tell you to subscribe.
Stephen Bartlett does it in a really tricksy way, though.
Do you think in a good way?
It's definitely effective, but he writes this whole spiel of like, he gives you way too much info. I just beg the audience. The way he tells me, it really puts my back up, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that, because he'll be like, if you want us to get interesting guests, and we really appreciate, no, just get interesting guests. It's really clever because Stephen Bartlett's like, subscribe for yourself.
Literally, it's like, I don't want to do that actually.
Like this video for your. Otherwise, you don't respect yourself.
As soon as someone tells me what to do, I'm like, I'm not going to do that now.
Dear listener, I would never tell you anything, but I'm begging you, please. I'm really just simping for it. Give us a follow. We need it.
We don't need it.
I tell you who doesn't need it. Sophie doesn't need it. I need it. If you want, just go to my personal page.
No, I'd rather you follow my personal page.
Just follow my personal page and fucking sack off the pod.
That would be great.
No, I really like Harry Styles, and he did a good performance. I also really like his outfits.
I love his outfits.
As soon as I get to that level of popularity, those outfits are coming in.
I really see you, getting to a point where you're really famous.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a stylist, and I think you do a whole rebrand. And then I think you go really cool. And that's not to say you're not cool now.
Hold on. There's an implication there that I don't like. Because I was really with you, and I sat up, and I got really excited because I thought a compliment was coming. And then I've been smacked down rightly last.
I think you'll go like, obviously you're cool now.
Yeah, obviously.
In your own sort of way.
In my own way. Again, it's the speed with which you turn a compliment into a backhanded compliment. It's just so immaculate. It's like...
I'm well practiced, I will say. I think you will try and do a bit for Harry Styles. Hopefully, I think you won't lean in as far. I don't know if you could pull it off.
I don't think I'd look good in a dress.
I don't think you'd look good in a dress, but I think you'd look good in like the oversized.
The baggy flares.
Yeah.
The tight shirt with hearts on it.
Ooh,
maybe we got too far. I pushed it. But, okay, to pull that off, to your point, I think you have to disappear. Because what you can't be doing is wearing that and being in Hello Magazine every day, posting about your life.
Yeah.
You need to be super successful. Like, keep it cool, keep it chill, keep it mainstream. Then disappear.
Yeah.
Come back, buzz cut, dresses,
Rebrand.
all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not posting stories anymore.
You're not posting stories, you're barely posting on Instagram. When you do post on Instagram, people think, is that someone posting on his behalf?
Yeah. And it's hella cryptic.
Yeah.
Because right now I post to give as much information as possible up front.
Please buy a ticket.
In the first 3 seconds. Oh my God, please come to a show.
Please, I'm begging you.
Whereas in a couple of years' time, I'll barely be in the picture.
Yeah.
It'll be a landscape.
Yeah.
That's what Bieber did. Bieber, 5 years of arena tours.
Yeah.
Disappears. Comes back, now he's cool.
I don't know if I'm saying he's cool right now.
I think he's kind of he does what he wants.
You're right, he's not like a boy band kind of guy. He is like cooler.
He's a man.
He's a man. I do think, I also want to clarify, because you did say about being in Hello Magazine all the time. I don't think Alfie's ever been in Hello Magazine.
I'll be honest, I don't really know what it is.
And of all the magazines to name, that's...
Hello Mag.
But maybe Heat Magazine.
Heat? Yeah, what's that? Yeah. Is that the same thing?
No, different vibes. Hello Magazine's giving royals. To be fair, you would be if you were a magazine, you would be in Hello Magazine at the point you are in your career and who you are.
Yeah.
I would be Heat Magazine.
We'd miss an episode. We'd miss posting an episode, and then Hello Magazine would be like split ? And then it would be like a really horrible picture they found of me online.
Yeah.
Really horrible picture.
Yeah.
And then with the like crack down the middle.
Yeah. And then in the little bubbles, they'll put, "I'll wait."
Yeah. I'll wait.
And that'll be it.
I would love to do that 5-year journey. I mean, you've done an hour and you're doing your second hour this year.
Yeah.
And so you're on the track.
I'm on track, and I actually wasn't going to do, when I finished Edinburgh last year, I was like, okay, I need to do a second hour. And when I came home, I was like, I have nothing to say. And I found it so hard to write enough out. And then obviously had all that drama and went to hospital, and I was like, amazing, I've got a new hour. But even part of me thinks, should I have just waited an extra year? But also, who cares?
Did you find, because the first hour you write, I feel everybody ends up writing a version of an introductory hour.
Yeah.
Everyone's first hour of stand-up, I imagine, going back like the ages, has always been this is who I am.
100%.
And then I guess your second hour, have you found this year when you're writing the second hour that it's like, I can now just keep it to one thing? I don't need to explain who I am all the time.
It's literally just it's just on one whole event, one whole day that happened in my life, and that's the whole hour. Whereas last time it was like, describing who I am, my whole background, then trying to say exactly who I actually am as an artist. An artist, oh my God, that's so wanky.
An artiste.
As an artiste and a person. Review said no empathy and obsessed with being young and hot and thin. So I think I did well.
Review said thin.
Thin. The review said thin.
It's the only word I saw.
Yeah, I just saw thin and I thought, oh my God, thank you.
Everything else was redacted.
Yeah. Thank you for actually not seeing me because I'm so tiny. But then this year, I feel like I'm talking about what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is really, I'm actually enjoying writing this show so much more. Like, I love this show.
Are you finding it easier to write because you are boxed into one topic? Because sometimes I find that, and I think this is across all like art forms, not just comedy, but it's like, if you can write about anything, if someone's like, write a movie about anything, it's like, you've got absolutely no chance. But if they go, okay, you've got to write a movie about this one event, it's actually quite easy to get an hour and a half out of it.
Well, really interestingly, in the past, I would find that really hard. And I think you're really good at finding a topic or a subject and then making it that funny and making jokes about it.
I agree.
me, I have to do it on like something that's happened in my life. So because this is a story, I kind of wrote out the story and now it's like making that story funny. But I do always remember hearing that James Acaster used to say he'd like find a topic and find a really random niche topic. And then if he got a joke out of it and one person laughed, he'd then write a whole 5 minutes on it. And then it's like, how do you make one topic expand
Really
it? But I think that's so hard.
But so I'd be rewatching the James Acaster repertoire, which is on Netflix, which is amazing. And I forgot that those 4 hours were nothing about him. They were revealing. It was obviously a clever way to like reveal things about himself, and it was all kind of a metaphor or whatever. But they were this story, this made up story of him being an undercover cop and going all the way around. And they were so well written and like well crafted. And the thing that he did in a really clever way is keep you engaged and interested for an hour on a story that from the start, isn't true.
Yeah, it's actually so true. It's just nonsense.
He never goes, this is what happened. Because I think a lot of comedians, they tell these stories about their life, but they're embellished. But you believe them because you're like, I have no reason not to believe them. He opens the show being like, I'm an undercover cop, and he's not. And then, an hour later, you're like crying because the undercover cop's lost his wife, and you're a bit like, why have I bought into this bullshit? And I saw a whip of it. James Acaster is going on tour this year with a new show, so we're plugging that now. Not that he needs it. But it's really good. It's like that again. It's a whole story that from the beginning isn't real, but he has that as a vehicle to allow him to reveal things about himself.
That's so interesting, yeah.
And it must be really fun to just kind of almost do this play every night where you're playing a character.
And it's just more silly.
It is more silly.
And it gives you more freedom to be outrageous with it, I think.
It allows you to like also break the fourth and kind of go anywhere. Yeah. Sometimes I get stuck in sticking to what's true. I don't know if because you're writing about are you just writing about the operation that you had, or are you writing about everything?
I'm writing about
around that.
I start from before that, how I got there, but I'm talking about how I went in to have an operation to see if I have endometriosis and then found out I was pregnant, and then all the drama alongside that. Because it was just like the 24 hours I was in hospital, it was just so many funny things happened. And it was just so like crazy that I was like, that's just so good for like comedy. So basically that's the whole hour. It's talking about that. So I think it's so much funnier than my last show.
You're going to start going into hospital?
I think I'm going to start with, that I went to hospital and then go and give the backstory of why I was there.
Fine.
I basically next week is my week to be like, I need to work out.
Well, what you can do is you can have the 24 hours, and then every time you mention something that needs explaining, you can go back historically and be like, and this is why I had to go in.
Like a flashback. Yeah. I like that.
I mean, it reeks of an award-winning Edinburgh show.
Yeah, but
not to diminish your struggle and your story, but hell yeah, I'm going to bring that up to the press.
I think the awards are going to be like, nope, we're not interested.
I think last year it was too easy for everyone to go, oh, she's just vapid and thin. And now I'm like, you're going to bring down women, are you?
Yeah. Are we? After everything I've been through?
After everything.
You're going to say I have no empathy?
Is it because it's a woman's story? If a man went into hospital, you give him 5 stars.
Don't even.
You give him a Netflix special.
Don't even. I've got thoughts on that, but I'm not going to say it on the pod.
I've got thoughts and I'm going to say them right now. A lot of men are getting BAFTAs and Netflix specials for shows about how hard it was to become a father, as if they fucking did anything.
Alfie really hates fathers. You really hate them.
I hate I did hear... Again, James Acaster talking about, because one of the biggest podcasts in the UK is Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe. What's it called? Parenting Hell.
Yeah.
And James Acaster was like doing a bit of a disservice to the nannies. Like they've both got full-time nannies and they're sitting in a room, the two fathers going, isn't parenting hell? He's friends with him. He's taking the piss. Fine. But it wasn't slander, but I was a bit like...
I did also think it's funny that one of Rob Beckett's wife has come out and she's doing a book about parenting and about how the man very rarely picks up the slack.
Yeah.
And she kind of slates him a little bit on it. And I just think it's so funny that he's made all this money from a podcast.
He's got a parenting podcast.
Yeah. And it's like his wife's now done a book being like, the man does nothing.
He's actually not that good at parenting.
Literally.
But there's just a lot of like, loads of Netflix specials last year were about, and the pregnancy was so scary and the like labor was all these things. And I was just like, yeah, for your wife.
Oh, men were saying
this. Do you know how small they are when you hold them? Do you know how big they are when you push them out?
That's actually really funny.
That's a fresh. You can have
Can I
that.
have
Put that in the show. Yeah.
Can I have that?
Because men are going. It seems so small.
Yeah.
It's not that fucking small.
It's fucking massive.
It's fucking
actually.
massive. It's massive. It's small relative to you. And it's just men. And we didn't know if we could get pregnant. And I'm not trying to diminish that for men. I'm sure that is hard, but I'm just like, it is funny that there's probably equal number of men and women doing shows about pregnancy.
Yeah, you literally.
Men and women should not both be doing shows.
It does make me sick when men say, "Oh, we're pregnant." I think you're not. You're not. What are you doing?
You're not.
But you haven't even given up alcohol. Like you're fine.
You look pregnant. You're not pregnant.
If I get pregnant and I find out John's been telling people we're pregnant, I'll be a single mum.
Yeah, he could seahorse it. And I just thought that last Edinburgh there was a lot of that. There was also, I did see 3 female comedians do shows about men's mental health.
What?
And I thought that was interesting. I don't know what this kind of crossover thing that we're doing now is.
What, that they don't believe they have it, or?
Yeah, it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek, like,
Fine.
men's mental
Silly.
health. What are men like? But I weirdly, I do think, obviously, the female perspective of men's mental health, I can see how if you're a woman that's been telling all the men in your life that they should open up for years and they've called you gay, and then suddenly one of their boys does in Movember and suddenly now they're crying, you'd be a bit like, well,
yeah,
us women have been telling you to cry for years.
For a while.
It's only when the men tell you to cry that you do it.
I'm actually asking men to stop crying. That's my thing.
They got to stop crying.
That's going to be my show.
Stop crying at my shows.
If you're going to come, don't cry.
Don't cry. Unless you're crying with laughter.
I'd like to make someone cry at my show this year, and not in a way that I'm horrible to them. I'd like to see some. I don't think I will, because even the way I talk about this, like, it is just vapid. I can't be deep, guys. I don't have it. I don't have depth. It's literally why I date men. And like...
How are you finding perform? Because you're about to go on tour with last year's show.
Yeah.
So how have you got 2 shows in your head at the same time?
I don't have the other show. The other day, I was doing something and I could not remember for the life of me how my show ended. And I was like, how have I forgotten this? So I need to learn that.
I can't remember it either.
I also want to kind of change it a bit, but then I'm like, oh, do I have time? I just need to redo it all. And I'm hoping, because I haven't looked at it for so long, I'm going to fall in love with it.
You're going to enjoy it again.
I hope so. Because I'm really enjoying the new show. That's really fun.
We all enjoy the new.
Yeah, not the old.
And that was Alfie Dundas taking you home on Radio 5. What do you enjoy that's new in your life? Text us in on 35568. Our lines are open.
Oh, did you ever put the Google sheet in our page?
I put the Google sheet on our link, and I'll be honest, I don't think anyone knows about it. But as always, I have now actually done it.
Okay,
officially,
fine, well done.
As of when this goes out, it is
Nice.
there. I've just got, although I was going to ask you if we want to change it, but let's see what people submit and we can tweak it. But there's a Google form in the link in bio in wherever if you're watching this on YouTube, but it's also on the social media account for the Alf and Soph show. And it just has an agony aunt column, and you can put whatever you want, any problem, anything you want advice with, or just anything you want us to bring up, any feedback. Now that is maybe a can of worms that I don't want to open.
You asked for feedback on it.
I didn't really ask for anything on it. I just said
feedback.
I just said, what do you want to say?
Okay.
And it's an open text box.
Fair. If you want to give feedback on Alfie.
Just DM me.
Yeah, happy to have no feedback on myself, unless it's positive.
I'll have a quick look and see if anyone's...
I don't think anyone would have done.
Responded. Oh my God, 30,000. Get her off our screen. That's not very nice.
I've been getting a lot of troll comments this week. Someone said that they posted on my video. One of my videos where I think I look gorgeous, by the way. And he wrote, please tell me you're 45.
Really?
I was like, well, no, I'm 55, but thank you.
Someone just commented,
random.
please tell me you're 45. That sounds more like he's going, I hope you're 45 so that I can ask
it was
you
in
out.
a negative way. It was in a negative way.
Are you getting asked out a lot in the DMs?
I actually only been asked out once. And this man, he was based very far down south, and he was like, oh, if you ever done, I can take you for drinks.
Is that code for he was small?
No,
short
it's
king.
he lives in Cornwall.
Oh. I thought that was short king, like slang.
No, I don't know how tall he was. I didn't look.
Fine.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, once I did. No, this isn't since I've had followers. No one's ever asked me out since I've followers. One guy actually randomly had like millions of followers, all legit, unless he bought all of the likes on his thing, and he sent me a DM, and I thought, no normal people are.
What are you doing, James Acaster?
But this guy was like an influencer.
Do you want to go out with me, Soph? Do you want to go out with me? Pop-Tarts or bread? Come on, go out with me. If we were if you are do you see yourself as the Ed Gamble or the James Acaster of this podcast?
That's such a good question. I think I'm more Ed Gamble. I think comedy style, I'm probably more James Acaster than you.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Am I being insulted? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
He's a bit all over the place.
Yeah. Well, then, yes.
I'm a bit chaotic.
Yeah, I'm very controlled.
You're very controlled. But...
by the media.
What would you think? I would say that
I don't think comedy-wise we're like either of them.
No.
But I do think on this podcast I act more Acastery.
Agreed.
And you kind of let me kind of like dig myself into a hole.
You say a lot of stupid things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't wait for us to have guests on and for you to be having a very normal conversation with them. And then me to, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear?
That is the kind of thing you would ask as well.
I'd love to get Acaster on and to have the two of us.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
And we'll get Gamble on. I call him Gamble, but I've never met him.
That's funny.
What else has been going on? We've only got 10 minutes left. Oh, I gigged in a church on Thursday, and I wanted to get your thoughts on weird locations for comedy.
Yeah.
I hosted a fundraiser.
At a church?
In a church, that big church in Covent Garden, St. Paul's, the massive one that is like right in the middle. And it was a friend of mine organizing a fundraiser. It was a really nice concept. I thought it was going to be quite a small thing. It was like 150 people in the biggest church in London, one of the big ones. And it was raising money for veterans, like wounded veterans.
Okay, nice. Did you tell them about like those games they can play?
Did I do those?
No, it was again the Invictus.
The Paralympics, Invictus Games.
No, the other one.
You
thought it was?
Well, yeah, the Superhuman Games.
Yeah.
I tried to tell them that they could steroid up. That'd be an interesting crossover, the Invictus Games and the Superhuman Games. You have to be a war veteran, but you also have to be juiced up on steroids.
Okay, that's nice. Good cause.
And what it was 5 15-minute previews of theatre shows.
What?
It wasn't comedy. It was like 5 previews of Edinburgh, going up to Edinburgh Fringe theatre shows with me as the host, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
And what was particularly fun was before they brought me on stage, a spokesperson from the charity went up on the stage and did a 5-minute poem written by a wounded veteran about how he's just getting his life back together and dealing with the pain. And then they brought me on and it was tough.
That's a thing. That's the thing with like these charity gigs. It's like, do the little talk at the end, because I've heard that so many times where they come and do like a spiel and then it's like really sad and it kind of like kills the mood. And then you've got to come and be like, anyway, how about some jokes?
Yeah. I had like a tear,
Of course.
Written in, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
for the
really
cameras.
Also, I just wouldn't like to do comedy in a church because I'd be scared swearing. And I say God a lot.
A lot of blasphemy.
Yeah.
Well, they did say don't do blasphemous material.
Like, oh my God, is that blasphemous?
And I was like, I can't do wounded soldiers and God material. What am I doing here?
That's your whole set.
Have you seen me?
That sounds like quite a cool gig.
It was great. In the end, it was really fun and we had a great time, but it was one of the more unusual. And funnily enough, the last time I did something like that was for a similar person, like a friend of mine who was like, hey, will you just come and do this as a favor? And it was opening for a band performing Shoreditch, but it wasn't a seated crowd. Oh. So I just suddenly went on the stage, like standing next to the drums, and everyone was just standing at the back of the room getting drinks.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then I had to do like guys, does everyone want to come?
Oh, that's horrible.
You're like begging people to come and like listen to you.
That's horrible.
Do you guys want to come and listen? I'll do some jokes for a couple minutes.
And then it's also like, you don't want to see jokes before you see a band.
No, very different vibe.
That's horrible.
But if you just do crowd work and you have fun with it and you get off.
You have to just do crowd work.
You just have to completely.
Yeah.
But have you done any gigs in any weird places?
Yeah, my weirdest place, I did one in a strip club.
Nice.
In Norwich on a Sunday afternoon, I think it was. It was like 5 p.m, the gig. And it was awful. So we got, obviously it was like a 3-hour journey to Norwich as well. I don't think I even got paid, maybe £50.
Yeah, free tarts. It's not really the same, is it?
I've always wanted to go to a strip club as well, because they don't really let girls in. I've always been rejected.
Do they not?
Yeah, if you're a group of girls, they won't let you in.
That's sort of feels counterintuitive?
Yeah, it's because for two reasons. One, I think like the dancers often don't like, it makes them maybe feel a certain way.
If you walk in, the dancers are going to be like, well, now I feel ugly.
Especially me.
Cameron Diaz is here with her mates on a night out.
Like, what is going on here? And
Can
then
you imagine being an
also,
insecure stripper? I don't even feel pretty today.
I don't even want to do this.
I don't even want to do this.
I don't want to do this. And also it could distract the men from paying for dances.
Because they're just going to ogle
They
you.
could talk to, as in they could just talk
Chat
to,
up,
yeah.
girls.
Anyway, that we were there, and it was like this point, the gig started, you're just doing it to the dancers and the security. So they're all sat down, they're being forced to sit there by their bosses, and they look fuming. All of us are literally, we're stood where the dancers normally stand on the pot with the pole, and then doing these jokes to silence. All of us, it was to silence. And then regulars started coming in, and then they start coming in looking so confused and be like, what's going on here?
I wanted to see women take their clothes off. I did not want to listen to female comedians.
Especially female comedians.
There is no overlap.
Yeah, no, there's literally no overlap whatsoever.
The men that watch female comedians and the men that go to strip clubs hate each other.
None. But I have to say, I found it a really depressing place.
Did you not find it empowering?
Not at all. I just found it sad.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been to a strip club, but I remember going to But I have been. I have been to like Amsterdam, and you see like the red light district, and I remember thinking like, oh, it'll be really. I mean, I was quite mature. I was like, it'll be very liberal, and everybody's like, there's a respect. Like it's just I'm a bit like, oh, this is. It's funny because it's exactly what you think it's going to be, but it feels different. I'm like, it's going to be a bunch of sex workers working and guys getting, it's so normal. And then I get there and I go, oh, it is just a bunch of sex workers and guys looking at them.
It just feels sinister.
This is exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not, And look, I'm like pro sex work, like you do you, but it's more, I don't know, there's just like a bit of a weird, maybe it's the men that I've got the problem with. I think
it's the women I can't stand. It's the women in sex work that I take real issue with. I think the men are just customers screwed over by Wayfair.
Yeah, crazy.
Where else have I done? I did a gig on Friday in above a karaoke bar to one person. And I did,
you told me about this.
I did just think like, I feel this is where I feel bad for you. I don't even feel sorry for myself. I feel really sorry for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do this.
I once did one at Fringe and it was like 1 a.m. and it was one person in the audience and it was me and this other guy and he was blind and he went up and did his and then I came to, and there wasn't even a microphone. So we were just telling these jokes as one woman. And
did you tell him there were 300 people in the crowd?
He was actually so nice.
They're just quiet tonight.
I actually just asked him so many questions about being blind. We just had like a
Was it Chris McCausland?
No, I don't know who this guy was.
Fine.
He was like, he told me that when you're blind, you can never be fully blind. And he was like, you just look like a big blob. And I thought, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you've got 20/20 vision, do you? Yeah. Him? He's not, and you go, wasn't the blind guy nice? You go, he's not blind. He's just rude.
Yeah.
I took my parents to a comedy club in central London when I just started doing comedy because I wanted them to see what like club comedy looked like.
Yeah.
And it was a great lineup. Catherine Bohart was on, Chris McCausland, who's now gone and won Strictly or whatever.
Or a
couple of years ago did Strictly, did really well, but famously blind comedian, and Finn Taylor before he got really famous.
Really?
So fucking amazing lineup to see 3 years ago. Anyway, Chris McCausland was great, but he is fully blind. So someone helps him walk up to the stage, and then he's on the mic, and then he's really good. But what happened was someone in the crowd fainted. And so someone in the front row as well. Someone in the front row sort of fainted and kind of fell forward.
My God.
And it wasn't like particularly dangerous, but people were rushing around him trying to get him out.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad for Chris McCausland because no one went up and fucking told him
what was going on.
So suddenly he was like, is something going on? Because there was like a kerfuffle in front of him. And then the MC like ran on stage and like whispered in his ear. It was like, and he was so funny about, because I was like, I can't imagine how, I mean, I know that he's obviously used to it now, but the amount of like composure and skill it takes to deal with that scenario when you can't see what's going on is crazy. And he started making jokes about it. And he's so quick at being like, I thought that might happen. I could see him like rocking back. Like he's so good at like But I did feel really, really bad for him because
Yeah, that's
if something
crazy.
happens in the room, he has no way of.
Yeah, that's really true.
But what he does when he does game shows is he has an earpiece in
Oh, that's
and
good.
someone reads him his lines and he just recites them out. But to be present in the room and be doing
so hard.
Q&As with people and then also being fed lines on a
Yeah.
teleprompter, like in the ear.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Really, really impressive.
So talented. Yeah, wow.
That's what all those TV producers, it looks like a really easy job, but they all have a producer in their ear.
What, even like all the people on panels, they have a producer?
Yeah, but no, well, on panel shows, the host does.
Yeah.
So that's confusing. But also, like morning shows,
Yeah.
you know how they suddenly go, right, we're going to go to a break. They
Yeah.
have to get that within like a 3-second.
Oh, really?
So they've got someone going in their ear going, we're going to go to break in 3, 2, and they're going, we're going to be right back just after these. But they're saying something
Yeah.
whilst hearing something else.
Yeah.
And what you
that's
don't
so
want to do,
impressive.
because you know, sometimes if you're like, sometimes I'll be texting someone and I'll hear something and I'll just text it.
All the time.
I would just say
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah, I'd be so bad at that.
I'd be on morning television and I'd go, hurry up, you stupid fucking idiot, and end the show. Oh, that was for me in the air. That wasn't for you at home.
That's so funny.
I would love to do one of those TV gigs though. I'd love to do what Graham Norton does.
Oh,
For me, that'd
interviewing
be,
people.
I think that'd be so fun.
I think that's the dream. But apparently that's just like the new podcast now.
The new podcast.
Well, the podcast is basically that. Like, you're just interviewing me every week.
Do you think the podcast is dead already?
No.
Not ours, but as a medium.
No, I think it's got so much further to go. Because apparently what TV companies are doing now, like ITV and stuff, is they're commissioning podcasts to then almost just be on like ITVX. So you stream it. So instead of watching like a TV show, you're watching a podcast. So I think it's just the start. I think they're going to be, guys, podcasts are going to be big.
A little hot take for you there. I think podcast might be the future.
I did see though on one of our clips, someone commented being like, we've got to start making podcast equipment
Oh yeah,
expensive or something.
ban podcast equipment.
Literally.
Yeah,
And I thought, yeah, that's kind of fair. I think it's when we were talking about green tea, and I thought, yeah,
maybe that was not as relatable to everyone as I thought it would be when I was clipping.
maybe
it.
it's not like that much of a crazy take.
Yeah, it's hard though because I don't.
It's hard.
What I don't want to do is, the Subway Takes guy. I feel like there's a real fatigue to what's your hot take all the time.
Yes,
all
yes,
the time. What's your
yeah.
hot take? Because now people are just coming up with like,
I don't have a hot take.
men shouldn't eat or whatever. I'm just, okay,
That's true, though.
Like, well, that's fair enough. Actually, hit the nail on the head on that one. But I like when people go on Subway Takes and they have a really clear, obvious, like political message.
Yeah, I've never watched them.
So what's your hot take? It's like healthcare should be free, and I'm like, this isn't why we set up the show. I mean, yes, obviously, but this isn't why we set up the show. I want to hear that like the pavement should be red or something genuinely interesting.
Yeah. Wow, I want to be asked that question. Maybe next week we'll come back with our hot takes.
We'll come back with hot takes and you can drop them in our Google form if people want. We've only got a couple minutes left, but the last thing I want to touch upon is, did you watch Traitors USA final?
Haven't watched it, watched clips, obsessed with Maura and that guy.
What is he called? And
Don't
why
know.
does he look like a farmer?
He does look like
He's
a farmer.
always in I don't know if this is correct, but like the lesbian dungaree things.
That's not correct.
That's not correct. Sorry.
He said it though, he said it.
Sorry, the homosexual dungaree, female
Yeah,
homosexual.
I know, yeah.
You know, the yik yak sort of.
Lucy and Yak.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, this is why we're not going to get a sponsor by Lucy and Yak.
Look, this is the last minute of the podcast. No one's
And
listening.
I'm wearing dungarees, so I look like a painter today. I'm scared for this.
But that's what I mean. And because he also had one strap off. And I was like,
Yeah.
you're either a fuck boy
He's a fuck
or
boy.
whatever the opposite is.
I think he went on Love Island. I think that's why he's famous.
Oh, so they both did?
Yeah, but he went Love Island America.
Oh, fine.
But can I just say, she is the most beautiful person I've ever seen, first off.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. I just find it quite desensitizing being online and just being like, they all look the same.
That's crazy.
Women all
look the same. Heard it here first. Secondly, I just thought, obsessed with the way they're clearly like have a little thing.
They're clearly in love.
But he's got a girlfriend now. I saw the reunion.
Yeah. However, they filmed this 6 months ago, presumably.
Even the reunion.
No, they filmed the show 4 months ago. So they were definitely
Having a thing and
having
then
a
it ended.
thing. And then it ended. And then he came out of the villa and then he went and got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend now has to watch on TV as he flirts with Maura Higgins from Love Island.
That's crazy.
And then betrays her and she's still in
Yeah.
love with him.
So he won.
He won because he pinky promised.
I love that.
He pinky promised that he wasn't a traitor.
Yeah.
And Maura went, yeah, it's enough for me.
It's enough. I believe that.
It's enough for me. and everyone watching was like, Well, maybe question him a little bit more.
I really want to watch it, but I don't know how we can even watch it.
VPN and then US stuff. I didn't watch the final. I watched a bit of the final, but all through clips. And it was a bit like the Celebrity Traitors moment we had with Alan Carr. There was genuine shock in her eyes.
Yeah, she looked so upset.
And everyone goes, oh my God, why do they forget it's just a game? Because you are in there for weeks.
I would love to go on the Traitors.
Oh, I would.
It's my dream.
Love.
It's like celeb Traitors. I will say what stresses me out is that I think I'd be a really bad innocent. What they're faithful.
Faithful. I think if you call it an innocent, it might give it away a little bit. Guys, I'm an innocent.
I'm an innocent guy.
I'm an innocent.
I'd be really bad at that. I'd find that really boring and stressful to play. But then I'd love to be a traitor, but I also think I'd fuck myself over because I'd really give it away.
I would love to be a traitor. I would find the oldest, frailest woman in the villa and I would convince her that I'm her son. And then I would weaponize her against the rest of the...
Also, do you know what's so funny to keep calling it a villa? It's literally a fucking castle.
Castle, yeah. But no, I'm not thinking by the time we're on it.
If we went on Celebrity Traitors together...
Oh my God, it'd be so fun. But do you think we'd do that thing where people halfway through reveal that they know each other?
Well, I think people would know. Guys, we have a podcast.
We've got a podcast together and everyone will go, I like you. Whenever they reveal, oh, by the way, we're married, or by the way, that's my mum or whatever, they always go, oh, well, then you must be traitors. And I don't understand the logic behind that.
I think if there's two of you in, one of you must be a traitor.
Okay, see, now... I don't understand why you would think that.
Because think about the TV producers. It makes it such better TV because they potentially have to try and save. They're like, do you know what I mean?
It's too obvious.
I don't know.
It's too obvious. It's like the big dog theory of like Stephen or Jonathan has to be one. I mean, it was right. It was right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now you're playing the producers of like...
But you do play the producers, surely.
Yeah, you go, well, we're going to have a quiet one. We're going to have a loud one.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a maverick.
But maybe this year it'll be 3 loud ones.
Just 3 of the most obvious traitors you've ever seen. No, I think if we went in, I think it would be quite funny if one of us was given traitor and one of us wasn't. I think it'd be particularly funny if you were a traitor and I wasn't, because I think I'd have a very hard time convincing people that I'm a faithful.
Yeah, I think you'd really struggle, and I think I would snake you so badly. I'd get you straight out.
Guys, we have a podcast together. I know it's Sophie.
I'd get you out immediately. Like, I just know Alfie's body language.
Also,
especially if I was a traitor and you were faithful, I would honestly fuck you so bad.
Also, because you'd ask me like privately, and I'd be like, no. And then I like stick my tongue out, give it away. But also, what I would love to do is at the round table, bring up the whiteboard and have spelt your name wrong. SOFI. Sophie, I love you, and it's been really nice to get to know you. It's nothing personal. I really hope I'm wrong. And then like a smiley face over the eye.
Literally. Oh, one of us would be a traitor as well.
BBC producers, get us on. We'll do the non-celeb.
No, speak for yourself.
I'll do the non-celeb.
I wouldn't do that one.
I'll do the non-celeb. Anything for some views. Anything. Guys, if you're listening, just any old fucking show. I'll do it.
Alfie something.
Just give me some content.
A flat.
Give me a flat. Give me a car.
TV show.
Give me some skincare.
Yeah.
I tell you what I would like, and again, if you're watching on YouTube, you've had the privilege of watching it for an hour now. Some more Lululemon clothing. I'm wearing Lululemon trackies.
They are nice, I say.
I tell you what I love about these, Soph. I feel like I'm in telemarketing.
I feel like you are. You'd be great on that.
It doesn't just chop garlic. It chops vegetables. Have you seen that chopper that you just hit and it just keeps...
You used to do that. Scottish Comedy James.
Oh, Comedy James Gardner.
Yeah.
Who I keep bumping into at Third Space.
Yeah, he's always there.
It's a small circle we run in. I love watching those old all-day TV ads. It doesn't just chop, it shreds. And it's...
Every time I watch it, I think, I'd like one of those.
I'd like one of those. Well, these Lululemon trousers, and I know what you're thinking, Soph, are these for the gym? Are they for the office? Who knows?
I
Both.
don't think either of those things.
You can wear them, you can do some yoga, you go into the office, you look professional, you can come home, you can relax with the family, you can watch some TV. Kids get chocolate on it, bit of yogurt, it wipes right off.
Alfie doesn't go to the office. He doesn't have kids to wipe chocolate on him.
It wipes...
You're not doing yoga.
Right off.
All these things you've listed, you record a podcast in them. That's it.
If you want to wake up, go get a coffee down the street, you record a podcast, you don't have to change. You then have a Zoom call, you don't have to change. You go to a gig in the evening, you don't have to change.
You know, when I first heard of Lululemon, I thought it was Lululemon. And I tell you it was Lululemon.
Yeah, which is a French designer brand, Lululemon. And if they want to send us stuff, they can.
I actually used to have some exactly like that, but I think Sweaty Betty, and I did love them.
I don't care. I like Lululemon. I want them to send. I don't want Sweaty Betty. Turn off. I don't want anything from you. I don't think they do men's.
I don't think they do, but I love Sweaty Betty.
Sweaty Betty, sent to Soph, direct.
Lululemon for you.
Lululemon, sent to the pod. Friends of the pod, Lululemon. We've hit an hour, so we're going to wrap up.
Perfect. Do you want to do the radio send off?
Yeah. I wish I could queue up, like driving home for Christmas.
Yeah. That should be our
good.
outro. Do we have a jingle with this podcast?
No, but we can get one by next week. You just go on Wayfair and you buy a 19 grand sofa. You get a jingle sent back to you.
Perfect.
Thank you for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow, or tune in every Wednesday it comes out at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday. From 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. every Wednesday. Alf and Soph driving you home. You get back safe, London.
See you later, guys.
See ya.